Most developers add MCPs to their VS Code setup completely wrong. They hardcode secrets, configure locally, and never think about how their team would use them. I'm going to show you the way professional teams do it. In the next few minutes, we are configuring Sequential Thinking and Context7 MCPs live in VS Code, plus showing you how to share this setup securely with your entire team. Stick around for the security mind map recap at the end. Let's jump in. We're going to start straight from VS Code. Please don't skip the security stuff later in the video, this is very important. So, what sequential thinking does? It helps Copilot break down complex problems into step-by-step reasoning before generating code. And even more than that, but that's topic for another video, I guess. Let's configure that. Right now, we are in my VS Code. It's a project called Subsync, one of my side projects. You can check this on ikcode GitHub. We have mcp.json file open. This file is in the .vscode directory. So this is a place for this file. Right now, we have here a placeholder for the MCP server. As you can see, it consists of server name here, then nested JSON object with type, command, and args for those commands. So we will set a name, sequential thinking. As type, we'll use stdio. The command will be npx. So if you want to use those two MCP servers, you need to install npm because npx comes with npm. You will find link in the description. And here we want to use exactly the thing that Copilot suggested us, so we can use it like this. And I think it should work. Let me check if that's correct. And right now we can start. We'll see if there will be an error or not. We don't have any errors. Great. So right now, let me enable my Copilot chat UI. Maybe I'll put it as a full screen. So you can see here I have my agent mode, I have my model picked, and we have tools. And right now in here, I can pick sequential thinking, which I already did. So this is why it is here, which means that my Copilot right now has access to Sequential Thinking MCP server. Great. Now, similar pattern for Context7, but with security best practices. What does Context7 do? It lets Copilot fetch up-to-date version-specific documentation and functional code examples by automatically retrieving and injecting them into the model's prompt context. So it gives up-to-date docs. Awesome. Let's jump into the code. Okay, we have sequential thinking. Now let's add the same stuff for the Context7. So let me copy and paste this one. We'll rename it as Context7. We'll leave stdio, npx. We will definitely need to change the args section. Let me, of course, copy and paste what I have prepared for us, because we will use a very interesting feature, which is VS Code inputs. And this allows us to set or to not set API keys or environment variables directly into the VS Code. Instead of that, it uses under the hood OS stuff related with storing this securely. So it's stored on your computer, and as I checked that, it should be encrypted or something like this. Not sure, but I know it's safe. So we are going this way, and this is the best pattern you could use for that. And we will use, of course, those inputs are right here. I have prepared this section up front, and as you can see now, we have this input defined as prompt string, so it will ask us in the input to pass the string. This is ID of this input, which is called here. And this is the description that we will see in the input field. and password true says that we will see only asterisks instead of the real password. So let's check this out. I'm going to copy my secret key for the Context7 and let's pay attention what will happen here. I will click start, and as you can see, we are prompted to pass the password. We have the description, Context7 API key. I will paste my API key, and as you can see, thanks to this section password set to true, we see only dots. I thought it will be asterisks, but these are dots, and I will hit enter. And the server is running and it uses my API key. I will put link to the Context7 into description so you will see how to handle that. In the future I'm going to record video on that, so maybe it's linked somewhere here or in the description or in the comment. Just check it out. So inputs are great for storing API keys and stuff like that. Highly recommend to do that. Last thing, let's configure Copilot agent to use Context7 MCP server. So we are going here again. We are picking Context7 here. It should be the same name we have in here. Clicking OK. And agent has access to these MCP servers, which is great. We did our job. Now let's talk about how your entire team uses this setup. Keep VSCode/mcp.json in your project repository. Keep in mind without the secrets. So this file, mcp.json, that we just created and we just fill out, should be committed to your VCS, which means version control system. So thanks to our configuration, each developer has their own VS Code input secrets. Benefit is simple: one configuration, infinite team members, 0 secrets in version control. When you build Copilot custom agents, next video, you configure them to use these MCPs, and the agent's config also is shared with your team via version control system. Let's recap this with a security mind map. MCPs are powerful, but few developers understand how to integrate them securely. As always, with great power comes great responsibility. I'm going to show you my creed when I want to use MCP servers. So let's jump to the mind map. As you can see here, we have MCP setup security first. Mind map. I love mind maps. Probably you know that if you watch my other videos. So the first point, never store secrets directly in MCP.json. You know, you have to remember that. Use only VS Code inputs. Rule number 1, and it should be always like this, nothing else. Point 2, you have to review MCP server code. So yeah, use Copilot for that. And I'm going to show you the example, but this is really important point. I mean, you know, MCP servers are often run via NPX or UV if they are written in Python on your computer. So you have to know what code is run and what happens under the hood. And if it's not safe, then you just should skip it and don't use. And here we have example of the Sequential Thinking MCP repository. As you can see, it's bigger repo, but we have this directory open. So what I did, I just clicked on the chat with Copilot right here. It's open here, so we can take a look at how does it look like. So this folder is attached to the conversation. And here is the final conversation that I had. Like, I asked to let's review this MCP server in terms of being secure to use by professional development team. And this is response from GitHub Copilot. I use Claude Opus 4.5 because this is the best currently available model. You can check my other video because it was on the promotion and it's really great. So we have a review prepared by the Copilot, and you should always check MCP servers at least like this. So this should be your first scanning. Use Copilot, don't waste too much time. Just check if it will catch anything right away. Then you should, of course, check this code also using your eye. Okay, third point on the mind map, and this is share with the team. So always put mcp.json into the VCS, into the Git. It should be shared and, spread the great news why this MCP server should be used by your entire team. Next point, API keys. They should be set per developer and used via VSCode inputs once again. And the last point is, if you are not sure about some MCP server, just don't use it. And this is probably the best advice to, stay secure, keep secure your client's code and stuff like that. Whenever you are not sure about given MCP, don't use it, especially some third-party, unknown MCPs from unknown users without any credibility and stuff like that. So be very careful. So this is the mental model. Save this, write it down, reference it. Here's what's next. Now you have MCPs configured and ready, but how do you make sure Copilot actually uses them every time? In the next video, we are building Copilot custom agent that automatically use these MCP tools for every relevant task. Configuration without integration is just tooling. Integration without agents means you're still context switching. But first, here's what I want you to do. Take this setup, configure it in your project today, and share it with your team. If you're thinking about bringing AI into your team safely, hit like and subscribe to expand your knowledge. Comment below with the MCPs you're most interested in trying. See you in seconds in the next video.